Never trust builders. Most you can trust. There's a few you can't. And here's why you have to be careful. It's no different than any other business. There's great business owners, and then there's a few poor, bad, unethical builders or business owners. And these are the builders you need to be cautious of. There's many ways to find out who is ethical, who isn't. Reach out to me and I will share with you where to find the ethical builders. Randy's relevant news on Mike Holmes approving homes that are now being demolished. Like, incredible video. And what a story about Mike Holmes, which is known to be the influencer, in the construction business, in marketing products. And then he went on to market these homes, this entire subdivision. In fact, he even financed a lot of it. And it's not really that the homes, it's horrible that these homes are being actually demolished because they're not livable even after being only a year or two after construction. Think about that. Tearing down a home that's just been built because it doesn't meet code. That's really not the biggest story here. The biggest story here, I think, is about influence and how so many of us look to influencers to make informed, good decisions. When's the last time you bought something because there was an influencer that you respected, that you thought knew the value of the product and convinced you through their influence, whether it be on social media, television, their fame, whatever it may be, and you went ahead and bought whatever it was that they were selling through influence? That is the true message that I want you to hear from Randy's relevant moment here. You have to be careful who you're getting your advice from. Who is the influencer? And I keep coming back to, does the person that you are getting your information from, that you're being convinced to do something, are they an expert? Do they have authority? And are they seen as trustworthy? Well, Mike seemed to be an expert. Mike seemed to have authority in the marketplace, and Mike seemed to be trustworthy. Yet here, after a homeowner is losing their home. In fact, the insurance company that insured the properties, insured the homes, is the one that's actually destroying the home, demolishing the home. Incredible stuff.
In September, a modern home in Meford, Ontario, lived in for just 2 years.
Crazy.
Reduced to rubble.
Real crazy.
It's not easy for neighbor Fayer Johnson to watch.
It's actually a little bit traumatic because
it is crazy and outstanding. These are brand new homes, and yet they're destroying them. They're demolishing them because they're not fit to live in. They do not meet today's building code. Isn't that incredible?
These homes were built at the same time as my house.
It all started 9 years ago with a promise.
We are currently building Terrace Wood, a 25-lot healthy home development in Meford, Ontario.
A selling point?
The world's best-known contractor, Mike Holmes, bought the first house.
Interesting. So the influence of Mike Holmes, he says he bought the first house. Well, as we go through this video, we find out that, well, he may have bought the first house, but he was financing the entire project. Again, using his influence to persuade people to do something that was kind of backhanded. He was involved in the development of it. He was saying, I'm buying the first home. I'm the trustworthy one here. I'm the expert. Everybody should buy one of these homes. It was a front. It was great marketing, great influence. Got to be careful. Who is influencing you?
Reputation on knowing what can go wrong when a home isn't built right. I'm proud to be working with a new home builder, Third Line Homes.
Holmes endorsed Terrace Wood as Holmes Approved Homes.
Third Line Homes approved homes are built with innovation, integrity, and a commitment to make it right.
And that was a factor in Fayer Johnson and his wife's decision to buy into the project.
It did make us feel comfortable knowing that it was a Mike Holmes approved home.
Holmes even posed in Fayard's doorway for a promotional photo during a visit to the construction site. But after they moved in, they discovered their new house had problems.
This is one of the major beams here that had to be replaced.
What could have happened?
You know, what's surprising here, yes, Mike Holmes, he was the influencer. He was the one that was the front man, convincing people that, buy a Mike Holmes home because it's going to be an amazing home. I'm the expert, I'm the authority, I'm the trustworthy one. But where did the building department come in on this? See, every home needs to go through the process of having their plans approved, a building permit given, and then all the way through the building process, of course, there's inspections. Somebody failed on these inspections. Is it really Mike Holmes' fault that these homes aren't what you think they are? Or is it really Mike Holmes that is the problem? Or is it the building department where these homes are being built? The municipality, the city. This is why we have building departments. This is why we have inspections during the process of building. Somebody else failed these homeowners more than Mike Holmes. Yes, I know Mike Holmes is the whipping boy today, but it really should be the building department of this community that should be on this video as well.
What could have happened if this weren't replaced?
We may come in one day and find that the second floor is on the first floor.
Fayard says he and his wife had to move out for more than a year after a forensic engineering inspection found beams and posts not up to code.
It was just that.
See, not up to code means that either somebody paid off the inspector, that happens. Somebody either paid off the inspector not to look too closely, or the inspector just didn't do his or her work. Because if the inspector would have been doing their work, they would have noticed that these beams were not up to standard. These beams were not going to support the walls, the ceiling, the second story, and beyond that. I mean, there's just so many people here that you could point your finger at. The person that drew the plans, the engineers, the building inspectors, so many people failed these people.
That horrible sinking feeling in your stomach, like, oh my God, I hope our house is going to be okay.
Tarian claims 13 other Terracewood homes had similar problems, including mold, HVAC issues, and major structural defects. Tarian also says the builder Third Line Homes failed to fix the defects, so it has been paying for all the repairs, including repairs to the house previously bought and then sold by one of Mike Holmes' companies, which Holmes had given a thumbs up. Tarian told CBC News, given the nature of the defects in 3.
You know, this is really incredible. Tarian, which is the insurance company that insured the new construction of these homes, so that new construction insurance. I've never seen this before in a house that's 8 or 9 years old where they've actually destroyed the house. Most of these problems can be fixed or rectified in some way, and they saw these homes as so difficult to repair that they said, let's just demolish them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Was a more reasonable option than repair. This home went down last May. The second demolition happened in September. The third house, next door to Fayard's, is currently waiting for a demolition date.
How let down do you feel by Mike Holmes?
Several neighbors tried to get in touch with him, and he never replied, never responded to any kind of questioning about coming by to see how things are going. So I'm a little peeved with that.
Was there a hope he would come, because he's the guy who makes it right?
Yeah, there was a hope that he would come and he could be almost a pseudo leader in trying to get it fixed and get it right.
In 2021, Tarian launched an $8 million lawsuit against parties involved in the Terracewood project, including principals of Third Line Homes, Mary Jo and Paul Osborne, the municipality of Meford, and Mike Holmes' company, the Holmes Group. The Osbornes counterclaimed Tarian shut them out of the ability to inspect and make repairs to the homes. The Holmes Group, in its statement of defense, claimed it had no involvement whatsoever with the project. Maybe not, but CBC News has obtained documents that show another company run by Holmes, M. Holmes Holdings, provided a total of $390,000 in private mortgages at 10% interest to help Third Line Homes buy Terracewood lots.
You know, what will you do if you were involved in something like this and you were part of the development, you were an influencer in helping people make decisions, right or wrong decisions, but you were part of that process? What would you do? Would you come forward if you're Mike and say, listen, I got way in over my head. I wasn't prepared for this. These people that I was working with, I had no idea that they weren't ethical builders. What would you do? Would you turn and burn, turn and run? or would you actually meet it head on? That's a really difficult question. And many of us have never been in that position. What would we do? Would we do the Mike Holmes turn and burn? Or would we say, listen, I got to come right here? That's the question, I think. That's a question we need to ask ourselves, because we don't know when we'll be in those positions. We may be in that position tomorrow. It may not be on this level, but on a level. Are you a turn and burn guy, or you say, I'll take this on. I need to deal with this. I need to come clean with something. And I hope you'd all do that, as challenging as that is. But turn and burn, that's just being a coward and running. Mike Holmes is being a coward and not being the man he should be. Since he wanted all this influence, he wanted to be part of this. He strutted his stuff. Now stand up and take it, rather than turning and burning. Call to action, whether you're buying a home, whether you're buying any product, make sure that you understand who that influencer is and what is their motivation for trying to influence you on whatever this is. And the second call to action here is, when you're in that situation, who are you? Are you going to stand up and say, listen, I've made a mistake. I'm going to stand up and be present and help out the situation? Or are you going to turn and burn? I'm going to say, stand up, say, listen, I've made a mistake. I'll fix it.